Okay, friends. Um, this is the first time I've done a recording with this setup before, and I guess I'm processing. I'm sitting here this morning and I'm trying to game plan and do strategy and planning and structure for a potential future vocation or vocational shift, and I hate it because I'm a excuse me. Because I'm a very 30,000 foot view person, and I'm getting great advice from friends like Chad and Neil, if you know them. And what did Chad say? He said, if you try to cram a 30,000 foot view into a 5 gallon bucket, he's like, you're gonna go crazy and want to jump off a roof. And I'm like, thank you that you understand me, because that's how I'm operating. And so broadly, the question that I'm trying to figure out right now, and I'd love advice. I'd love input. I'd love, because this little corner of the internet, TLC YouTube thing that I'm doing has just kind of been this emergent reality that I didn't plan at all, whatever this is. And I've put a lot of, in my live streams and in my videos, I've put a lot of just processing. It's like the way I've always thought of this stuff is really a diary. It's what I used to use Twitter for. It's what I've used technology for. It's just like a diary. I just put myself out there. And so in that sense, it's not really, it's not, a lot of this isn't, I don't know, people talk about masks and this is about as maskless as I get. I don't really have masks. That's not my thing. So this is all pretty vulnerable and transparent and real. And so as I go forward, what I'm trying to envision is, here's the question. Do you want to follow your dream, pursue your passion, or holy cow, I can't even remember my title. Seeking vocational advice, pursue your passion with abandonment, or make tents. I don't even really remember writing with abandonment. That's how disconnected I am from my own conscious awareness. Because I've sent out voice memos and advice through like my phone, local texting and messaging to people I know who have my direct contact information. And I've asked them, and I have a good local friend who told me, his first response was something like, have you considered giving up on your dreams? And he joked about that, and he said, I'm joking, but not quite joking, because that's happened a little bit in his own life, and not completely. But it very much is that you got to relinquish control. You got to let the seed fall to the ground and die and bring forth much fruit. And it's like I was telling Chad, because this friend wants to pursue these kinds of conversations. He wants to have meaningful conversations. He wants to talk about discipleship and self-improvement and growth and transformation and psychology and spirituality and theology. Like, that's what he wants to talk about all day. And vocationally, he doesn't do that. So that's kind of where he's coming from. And that was a lot of like Neil and Chad's advice. They gave me some great advice. It was essentially like tent making, St. Paul's tent making, because Neil was saying, like, when you mammonize your dream, when you have to get money out of your dream and your passion, it corrupts it. It can take Christ and turn into Antichrist. And that's my huge fear with concern with pursuing spiritual direction, spiritual mentorship, whatever the hell this thing is in the fog that I dream about and imagine and fantasize about, that I could make money doing what I love. The problem is when you bring in money, it just, it corrupts it, man. It corrupts it, or it can. I'm not saying that people can't. And so right now what I'm kind of considering is like a Gideon-like fleece, Like, how can I test this? How do I Shark Tank, when they talk about proof of concept? How can I prove that what I should be doing? What should I do? I have a bachelor's degree in chemistry that I haven't used in a long time. I haven't used in over a decade. I have a background in science, and I can do that kind of stuff, but it's not what I love. I don't love it. And so how can I How can I pursue a vocation and a career and a job that makes money without destroying my soul? What does it profit a man if he gains the whole world and forfeits his soul? Satan tempting Christ, Jesus, in the desert and saying, like, I give you all this. I'll give it all to you. um if I were to pursue this spiritual vocation online thing, like, it would take and here's the thing, doing it principle, I hate buying stuff because I need to do it in a way that's ethical, that doesn't also destroy my soul. So, like, if I need to buy a new computer and laptop and setup and mic stand and camera and all this stuff, that's a lot of money. And how do you do that when there's no guarantee that it's going to make you money? And should that even be the goal? I think of somebody like Joe Rogan, because he's the exceptional. He's the one who like created a lot of this, and that people are following in his footsteps, but he didn't start off doing it to make money. He didn't care. It was a secondary thing. And he was a tent maker with Fear Factor, which is a job that he hated. And he's talked a lot about TV and acting. He doesn't really like it. He hates it, but it was a means to an end until he got his, what he calls FU money. And then he just does whatever he wants, which is, UFC and podcasting and stand up. So, I mean, he was pursuing stand-up kind of vocationally, but again, like, that wasn't making money. It was just to pursue your passion with abandonment is what stand-up was for him. But he just, got Fear Factor and got radio. What's the show? Talk radio? No, what was the show? Whatever. So that's my question to y'all, I guess. Pursue your dream with abandonment. And is that wise? And is there a corrupting factor there, or make tents? And my own situation is a little more complicated that I'm not going to go into, just because it involves family dynamics and things and private stuff that shouldn't be public. So yeah, that's about it. I'm going to stop it there. And I would love feedback, friends. Thank you. And I love this. I love doing this. I love podcasting. I love live streaming. I love talking to people. I love the meaning crisis. I love philosophy and theology. I love talking to people who have spiritual trauma. That's kind of my passion, and I'd want to do that. And I'm okay with doing some of it online, but I also want to increasingly do it locally here. But, like, how do you get there? I don't know. And how do I do that while making everything in my family copacetic? Is that a word? Harmonious, without creating disunity in my own family trying to pursue that. All right. Thank you all. Love you all. Peace to you. Peace and contentment and love. Appreciate prayers, advice, positive thoughts, feedback, all those things. Much love.